Good morning, people. This is McGarren Flack, just gonna give an update on how many fruit trees died due to this heat wave and my inability to water enough. At least that's what I think. This is my red globe peach tree, and it's been doing great except for a couple of these little things. Look at this. Yep, beetles are coming in and eating it. Damn June bugs. Birds and beetles. But I have a lot of fruit on here, and so I'm just covering up some of them so I can have some fruit, and hopefully the June bugs will die off. I have officially killed about 45 June bugs and fed them to the chickens. But that's a total side note. This is what we're here to learn about. How many fruit trees died due to this heat wave? Just to give you an update, I'm about 3 weeks later from the first video, the Flavor King, Death to the Flavor King. And this is a follow-up video to that. This is my Babcock peach. I got this from Costco a couple years ago. It grew really nice. I only got 3 or 4 fruit last year, and then this year there were hundreds of fruit on it, and it decided to die. You can watch the video. Maybe I'll link it in here. But we're gonna do a scratch test. Before I do a scratch test, I want to point out a couple of things. So if you look at this tree here and you see the bark where it's kind of making these lumps, those lumps are usually an indicator that it's not getting moisture. See if we can, there you go. See all those little lumps and bumps in there? That usually means not getting any moisture, or the cambium layer is toast. Another indicator, new growth. If it turns brown like this, it's dead. So at least that branch is dead. Now I'm looking across here. I'm gonna go onto this branch and I'm gonna do a scratch test to see if the cambium layer is still alive. Nope. All right, you see how it's brown there? That should be green. So this branch, toast. Here, you can see it's all wrinkly. Yep, toast. No green whatsoever. All right, let's go down here to this main part. Dead. Dang it. Dead. All right, now let's go down here. So this is the graft right here from whatever variety was down here, and let's scratch here. I guess I could have just done the scratch test at the very bottom to see if it was dead, but yep, officially dead. Let's go deeper. No green, toast. Okay, so this tree is officially dead. No amount of water or fertilizing or anything will make it better, so toast. All right, that's sad. I really did mourn the loss of some of these trees. This Babcock peach is a white peach, white flesh peach, and it was very sweet. Not much flavor, but very sweet. So this is dead, and even the trunk is toast. So there are no borers on it, no issues of borers on it. So I'm gonna take this stuff and chop it up and give it to the rest of the trees. No fungus here. I'm in the desert. I mean, it's so dry here. We're in single digits, like 7% humidity. Here's an example, this Asian pear. A lot of people look at this and they'll go, oh no, fire blight. No, that is just because of the heat here. We get a lot of heat and it shocks these trees and puts them into this little burn mode. It's not because of anything else, but here's a good indicator that I'm watering enough. So if you have new growth and or flowers, I mean flowering, it's the middle of summer for Pete's sake. Got to get these off so that I don't get any fruit, because they won't be on there long enough to be able to taste good. There's new growth. New growth, see this light green stuff? That's new growth. That's an awesome sign. That means this tree is flourishing and surviving. Same with this tree. Doesn't have a lot of new growth, but some right here, new growth. So good sign. And it's putting a lot of energy into the fruit. If it turns just a little bit yellow like this, then that could be due to sun scald, but it also could be due to overwatering when I talked to somebody about it. So new growth. All right, let's go over to this one. This green gauge started to have some issues and started dying back. So I started watering every single day, and now new growth. Yes, that is a good thing. So watering every day in this arid environment is beneficial for these trees that need some humidity. This is the nectarine tree. It grew really good, has also new growth. Coloring is fantastic. The beetles are just loving it. Let's see if I can, oh, there they are. Hey beetles. Freaking June bugs. That's all right, I'll take them off and feed them to the chickens a little bit later. The chickens love it. Now, here's the downside of watering every day. I think it was ever since I started watering every day. This tree, which is one of the oldest in the orchard, has hundreds of fruit on it. It started to turn this pale yellow. And it's done it in the past, so it could just be the variety. But this, I think, is an indicator that it's being overwatered because the whole thing is turning yellowish, but it also could be just shock from the temperature. So we had a spike of 115, I think it even jumped up to 118 degrees, and I didn't jump on it fast enough. I thought I was watering enough, but obviously I wasn't. It shocked these trees too. This is my Flavor Supreme. Can see the burnt ends right here. The Flavor Supreme has a little bit of growth, new growth that's down here coming across it, which is nice. But here we are to the Flavor King. So Flavor King, I'm not even gonna start from the top. I'm just gonna go to the bottom. So all the leaves are gone. It definitely is, it's slightly flexible, right? But if we go down here, here's the graft right here. So I need to be above the graft, and I'm just gonna, yep, no good. That is death. So let's see if the scionwood is good. Nope, it's not even alive right there. So I will stop watering this guy because it is officially dead. Goodbye, Flavor King. You were nice to have around. I'm gonna dig around the bottom here and see if there are any gophers that got in and started to eat the root ball. I'm thinking that that might be the case. Another thing that I did, I noticed with the Flavor King, it had so much fruit on it, and maybe because there was so much fruit on it, it was putting energy into it, and it was pulling resources from the tree and trying to go to the fruit. I took all the fruit, removed it, and put it down on the ground, and it was just not fast enough. The Flavor Queen here has some good fruit, and it's also drying up a little bit, but because I started watering so much, I think it held on pretty good. You can see at the top up there, new growth. New growth on this. So it's starting over and it's growing. So Flavor Supreme is okay. Flavor Queen is going to survive and be okay. Flavor King is dead. But I have a persimmon that is right here. The persimmon is crazy. It is totally living and growing, and it loves this, but there's no fruit on this persimmon yet. And I think that's what made it go kaputs, the Flavor King. All right, now an update to a couple of others. Here is my pluot. It is a pluot. I've had it in the ground for about 3, maybe 4 years, and it is almost totally dead, with the exception of some green right here. I also changed and watered this every single day, but I guess it just didn't help it out fast enough. I'm not sure, but sad news. All of my grafts that I did, every single graft that I did is now dead. Ugh, so mad. I really wanted some of these grafts on this thing. So part of this is toast. Yep. There's a little bit of cambium right there. Oh, that's nice to know. So I'll just cut that off. A little bit of cambium left on there. All right. So there's some life still left in this tree. It's gonna make it, maybe. And then here are my 2 cherry trees. I've tried 4 or 5 different varieties of cherry trees, and these 2 is a Stella and a Bing. There's the Stella, there's the Bing, and I think that they're just totally dead. You can see that it's shriveling up here. That's a problem. So if I cut down here, yep, it's dead. All right, let's see if it's dead down below. That's a problem. All right, the Stella's dead. And now let's look at the Bing. Yep, they're both dead. Dang it, that sucks. All right, so I officially have 1, 2, 3, 4 that are dead. And then I come over to my 4-in-1. The 4-in-1 started going down really fast. So I started to remove all of the fruit, and I watered it every single day at the root ball, because it's not that big, at the root ball. And I have the watering system out on the edges. And here we have new growth. So my Flavor King is working right now. I'm going to continue to water it every single day, but all this new growth is just, it's awesome. Yes, that is a good sign. Good sign. New growth. New growth. Flavor Supreme. Even on here, not necessarily new growth, but the green that is on the edges here, that is a really good sign that it is still alive and still working. This also is a graft that I did. There's the Louisa, new growth. So that's good. Here's another Louisa, new growth. And here's the golden nectar plum, new growth. So this is good, because I mean, it's totally gone. All of the flowers, or all the leaves on this thing just totally died off, and they're gone. So there is this one, new growth on the Flavor Queen side, which is awesome. Even my grapevines have new growth. So watering more is gonna be better. The leaves here were just dying out. And now I have new growth on my apricots. Both of them actually have some good growth. Holy cow, there's like 20 June bugs back here. That's crazy. My jujube is doing awesome. No problems whatsoever. I mean, it was like 115 degrees. Yeah, I'll enjoy this. And I'm gonna be able to eat some of this fruit here in August. It'll be great. Now the next one, Flavor Grenade. So all these stone fruit, sad. But I guess I'm just gonna have to start over or put a different fruit in here. I'm not gonna go in there. It is toast. It is totally toast. I was able to shake it, and the bottom part down there is really, really flimsy. So it's almost like it lost all of its root. I don't think it helps that the chickens were able to dig around and the roots couldn't grow out. So I need to figure out a better way to do that, maybe put the fencing on the ground, but that one is toast. So in short and in summary, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fruit trees that died from this heat. I have 1 that is on its way out, but I'm hoping I'll be able to bring it back to life. If I did lose this one, I wouldn't feel too bad, because I don't really like the fruit of this pluot. Or maybe this is the Plum cot. I think this is the Plum cot. But anyways, Don't really like the fruit of it, but it's okay. Love the Asian pear. It has survived and lasted really well. This nectarine, I've had a couple of them. They're very small, but it was a weird year. And these pomegranates, they're just doing a great job. They're growing. They're going to be huge. I have probably 150 pomegranates on here. And even on the other pomegranate tree, I have a bunch of them. So now I need to go back and catch all these June bugs and feed them to the chickens so they can have some protein and they will stop eating my fruit. I'm just gonna dig around the ground of some of these and see if they were due to voles that have gotten in here and eaten the roots of the tree. That's what I'm thinking it possibly is. Or I really just was stupid and didn't water enough. And as an update, how much did I water? Well, I was watering twice a week for 3 hours, twice a week back here with my drip system. That would give 30 gallons, because each emitter is 1 gallon, basically 1 gallon per hour. And there are 10 around each tree, 10 emitters. So that is 30 gallons per watering. So I was doing 60 gallons a week with this stuff, and it still wasn't enough to be able to help out these trees. So I spread it out and did an hour and 20 minutes every day. And after a couple weeks, I started to see some new growth, or I also saw some dieback. And after doing that, I have stepped it back down because now we're just in 105-degree temperatures to 3 times a week. And I'm doing it 2.5 hours, 3 times a week. So I'm watering 75 gallons a week per tree, about that much. It's variable here and there. But the ones that are still having new growth and are struggling, I do add some extra water, probably 2 to 3 gallons extra per day to be able to help those grow. And beyond that, that's basically all I got for you. So I feel like I'm watering enough. The persimmons are doing an excellent job. They're even getting some new growth. They like the daily watering, especially in the summer heat. But they don't show signs of, their ends don't get burnt as much as the other ones, probably because their leaves are thicker, but you can see a slight burning on the end there, very slight. Same thing with this one, very slight. This is a Fuyu persimmon, but it is getting new growth. So I'm done talking. I need to water all of these things. The pawpaws, they're looking terrible. Just terrible. Oh, freaking pawpaws. I have these 3. This one is starting to go out, and then I have one that is at the top of the hill there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right behind the pole. Barely hanging on, barely hanging on. And then I have this one died, that one died, but I'm still watering them, hoping to get some new growth. But I also have some new mice that were introduced to the orchard. Things that I've learned before I start watering, things that I'm going in totally different directions. Things I've learned that I need to do. If I know a heat wave is going to come through, I'm going to change my watering to every day when I get over 110 degrees. And I'll keep it at about an hour and a half watering per day. If it's below 110 degrees, and I don't have strong winds like I did have with the 115 degree weather, then I'm going to just keep it at 3 times a week, because I want these to have deeper, more established roots instead of superficial roots. Because, I mean, watering once a day is a lot, and watering twice a day is gonna be a lot. So I think deeper in the desert is going to be better. So that's my summary. We'll see if it works. Hopefully I'll stop killing some fruit trees and actually get some fruit from these things. And the last little side note, I promise, and then I'm done. Right here, figs. So I tried my hand at some figs. It's dead, but I'm still watering it just in case. dead, but I'm still watering it just in case. Dead. And then this one is the only one that is surviving. And this one I think is the LSU purple fig. I don't know if it's good. I had a black mission fig the other day and I didn't think it was the best, but it worked out. But this guy is actually growing pretty good. I'm watering every day in these pots and about 15 minutes each day. I have some other starts that I tried with the figs and we'll see if they will grow, but I'm gonna keep them indoors for an entire year before I bring them out here into the elements. Well, my suspicions were right. Look at this dark, deep, I mean, that is just gorgeous soil. So soil was not a problem. It's not even overwatered because it's not dripping out. And then underneath here, I have more of a sandy loam that is down here. Good root structure. But this is the problem. That's what happened. Damit. I have a vole that decided to come down in here and wreak havoc. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pull out this whole entire tunnel system. I know it doesn't mean that I'll be able to get it, but I'm pretty sure this vole went through and ate some of the roots. If I flex this, the tree should not be moving that much. I mean, that's a lot of movement. So I'm gonna pull this tree out and then remove all of the vole tunnels in this orchard. I think that's what killed the other ones too. So anyways, thought I would get on here and show you that a vole definitely came right by the trunk of this tree and probably ate most of the roots, but I'll be able to pull this out pretty easily, which is not gonna be, that's not a good sign. All right, you can see how much movement there is. Not good. Okay, I'm gonna cut this thing down and remove the stump and prep it for a new tree next year. All right, have a great day.